Hey Bullock fans, I'm Ronnie, and I'm here with Coach D right outside the newly renovated weight room. Kind of talk about this new hallway leading into the entrance of there.
Yeah, so thanks for coming up and visiting us. The first thing that we'll touch on today is this new space that is the entry hallway before you come inside. Before, this was just carpet, and it really didn't have much utility for us. But what we wanted to do was turn it into a more functional space that they could utilize on a day-to-day. And so we added in some foam roller options. We obviously made it more welcoming with the graphics and flipping the paint scheme. And then we put this nice light blue turf to give it a little bit of a wow factor when you walked up the stairs and got ready to enter the room.
Now let's head into the weight room, and would you mind showing me around and giving me some demos?
Definitely.
We're here in the centerpiece of the Dawg Pound. The blue turf looks amazing. Kind of talk about that process and how it went into here.
We sat down and thought about the whole project and said what were our primary goals. We wanted to make sure we achieved distinction, brand amplification, and then, of course, practicality in no particular order. It was those three things that had to be present. And when we had the opportunity to think about adding turf to the room, which gives us a whole lot of new space to do warm-ups on, incorporate sled pushing and pulling and different sprint drills up here that we've never had available to us. Talking to our vendors, we realized that we had a chance to do something that nobody else has done, which is include light blue turf in their weight room. So to my knowledge, we are the only weight room in the country that has light blue turf to this extent in here. So the fact that you now walk into the facility and boom, we wanted people to know what is our primary color. And we feel like that's achieved with this and some of the accents that we put up around the room. We couldn't be happier with the finished product.
You know, Coach D, the turf over here, it's not the only unique element about this weight room. Kind of tell us about that.
Yeah, so we wanted to amplify brand. We wanted to sing the song of the school, but we also had to make sure everything was practical. And we had to also make sure it married up to who we are. So we tried to stay true to an industrial look. And one of the things we did was we put diamond plating up. And when you talk about balancing practicality with all the other things we were looking at, somebody walks by and brushes the thing, we were constantly trying to repair them. And so we said, let's put diamond plating up. This thing will withstand all the activity that we got going on. And we think it looks pretty sharp. We decided to continue with the accent color of our Citadel blue to finish off the pillars up top, because we thought they gave them a nice pop and they stood out when you're looking at the full picture of the room. And then we wanted to honor our partnership with Adidas. And so we made sure that from the very beginning, we were incorporating their brand into this project every step of the way. So that's where you see the triangles up top, the pillars, the three stripes that go all the way around the room, and the various logos that we have outside. With this wall, we wanted to come up with kind of a non-linear collage or montage up there, honoring all the parts of the school, and even in some cases, the city of Charleston. And so that's what we were out to achieve with that.
Coach G, as we walk over here, did you think about the branding and the style of the racks?
Yeah, absolutely. So as much as we were thinking about functionality and adding in the options that were available to us, I didn't want to lose sight of the fact that we were trying to sing a song and remember why we're in here. All of it ties into the Citadel brand. For a while now, we've had the words honor, duty, and respect on the platforms, and that's because those are our core values. We want the athletes to be reminded of those on a daily basis. Well, one of the other things we wanted to be reminded of is that line from the alma mater, "We will fight for thee." So when you walk up to the rack, the first thing you see on the front is the Citadel, and that's obviously the institution, but as you're in there working, that logo goes to the back of your mind, and in the front of your mind, right in front of your eyes, is what we're fighting for, the line of the alma mater that every athlete sings here after their competitions. We wanted to incorporate that so that every day they came into work, all year long, they were reminded what brought them here and what they were fighting for. And even into the benches, I thought we had a unique opportunity here to kind of pay homage to the duty uniform. Black base is meant to symbolize the shoes that you would wear with the duty uniform. The light gray ties into the majority of what they're wearing when they put that uniform on. The black head guard is meant to symbolize the color of the cover. So we were thinking about that when we designed the benches and picked the colorway there. In order to be an effective strength coach, and you're managing sometimes 50, 60 athletes in here at one time, and you're up against extreme time demands and their schedule and safety, you have to be a master of attention to detail. Everything that we chose, every decision we made, it should have come from a purpose. So as my staff and I were deliberating between what we were gonna do, we kind of went back to the why. Well, what does this symbolize? What kind of a message does it give off? And what are we communicating? That's where some of those ideas came from.
Coach G, moving into the full racks, it looks like you can get a few different things accomplished over here, right?
That was the top order of business. So the biggest problem we had to solve was we couldn't have athletes running back and forth across the room. So when we were building these out, we wanted to make sure that if you were working here, you had everything you needed right at the rack. So everything is way more functional than what it was previously. What we have going on up top, we have every possibility of pull-up attachment you could imagine. And one of the other neat things that we got were these things here. These are called jammer arms, and they give you some new options to do some exercises on these racks that are different that we never really had before. But you know what I just realized is, like, instead of me talking you through that, it'd be kind of cool if you actually did it. You want me to take you through some of the stuff you can do with these? Are you game? Not only were we able to expand our abilities from an equipment standpoint in terms of what's in the room, but we also were able to acquire some forms of technology that they were just never on the table. They were never an option for us. And one of the things, the first thing we'll talk about here is a Tendo unit. What this is a power analyzer. You can see it right on the front. It's going to tell you how fast you're moving when you're doing exercises with a barbell. It now shifts our emphasis from weight on the bar to the actual velocity of the bar. Second huge piece of technology that we got in here was this laser timing system. So just like it's important to measure the speed of the bar, we thought it'd be important to measure every single sprint that an athlete might run in the course of an off season. This stuff will communicate directly with the iPad via Bluetooth, and every single rep that every athlete runs is immediately uploaded into the cloud. It makes it really easy for us to go over the data. And I have a tremendous staff that's here with me now. This whole project doesn't get done without their efforts.